whoosh. I'm wearing my glasses. One, they do help with some not words, some vision. They help with some vision stuff. Sadly, not everything. But the main reason is, one, I can give you a glare off of my lamp, which doesn't even register in my eyeballs other than it looks quite pretty. In fact, actually, one of the things I remember, which apparently meant that I was having a stroke, was the funny kind of like thing that the lamp is doing in the corner of my eye. I know that's not how vision works. They explained to me how vision works, but I still will stick with the way that I know vision. Not very well. Was like, you know, the sprinkles that you get on donuts, like the hundreds and thousands, I think they're like called, like when they're in a pot or whatever. Basically, I had like glittery versions of that, just like on one part of my vision, and I actually was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I've got like disco lights, like my own built-in disco lights going on, so that's quite good. But no, I've put these on because obviously everybody knows as soon as you put on glasses, you automatically become much more intelligent. So I do and say strange stuff that I don't mean to. That's as a result of whatever. I decided to go for a little malfunction back in the day. So I will get tenses wrong. So I'll be trying to talk about something in the present tense and I will just pick up a past tense. Like I know I spoke about my dad and I said was, like, which meant that basically he was no longer alive. And then I was like, no, he is still alive. But I know he's alive. I just picked the wrong fucking word. I will just say like, you know, that's already happened. No, it hasn't. It's happened. Or it may even be going to happen, but I will still get it wrong. And it's interchangeable. So I'll be talking about something that's going to happen, but I'll be saying that basically, essentially, it's already happened. Conversations with me can be actually quite difficult to keep up with, just because I kind of jump from one dimension to another during conversation still. And sometimes I'd forget to even say that it's not the way that I'm saying it is. Must be hard work having a conversation with me. Maybe that's why Darcy is only now saying what to me in anything I say, because the conversation is so much less confusing. Also, I'll forget conversations, just completely forget them. Now and again, like I'll have an inkling that I may have had the conversation before, and it's always a conversation that I'm steering. So it's not like somebody talks to me about something and I'm like, oh, we've already spoken about this. No, I'll be talking about something and I'll be kind of in my head being like, oh, I think I may have already spoken about that, but I can't actually be sure. So I will often say in a conversation something like, I don't know if I've already told you this, because I actually don't know. Part of my head would be like trying to work out what happened on the day that I think that I may have had that conversation, which then slows the conversation down completely, because I'm trying to work out if I ever said it before and then what day I actually said it. I also don't recognise people, which is quite funny. So I'll have people be literally calling me while I'm outside, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? And they're literally, don't you remember me? No, I don't. And that seems really rude, because it's not like I would choose to interact with many people that live where I do. But that's kind of weird. So yeah, so I'll mix up tenses and make people seem that they're dead when they're not, that I've done something that I haven't done because it's happening in the future, or I'm doing something that I already did, or I spoke about something that I think I already spoke about, but I don't know if I spoke about. So then I have to kind of work out if there is a chance that I did do it or I didn't do it. It's incredibly confusing. But you know what? It doesn't even upset me. I find it kind of funny, because somewhere inside my head, there is part of me that still completely functions properly, and that's the part that finds it funny, with the other part of the brain just can't manage it. And also I can't find the right word sometimes, but I'll say something similar. So for step ladder, like I needed to go on a step ladder to get something from the top shelf in the cupboard because I'm too fucking short to reach the shelf without standing on something, so I get the step ladder. Except they don't say I'm getting the step ladder, I say I need the steps, or where are the stairs? Where are the stairs? I don't need the stairs to get into a kitchen cupboard. The stairs can't even be moved because they're stairs. So I find all that stuff kind of really funny. The thing I don't find funny is when I get stuck for words, which I think it still happens, but thankfully nowhere near as much. So I am pretty much quick draw McGraw when it comes to having a conversation now, because before I literally would be like a record that's stuck going no, not is it what would I say? No, and like a fucking car that can't start, and then the other part of me is just like, I'll start having a conversation, and excellent, and I'll lose exactly what I'm saying. I'll just completely lose it. It's just like completely like, you're gone. Whatever you were that you were going to talk about is never coming back. And you know what? Never does actually come back. Although it could do, because then I have conversations that I don't know if I actually had before or not, which I might well have done. But then I have to then go back in the memory bank and work out what was happening that day, and whether there was anything notable occurring, which obviously now that we're in where we are and that is going to be quite tricky. But now, because I can't go out and see anybody, I don't have to worry about having awkward conversations or repeated conversations, or worrying about whether I'm making somebody appear like they're dead or not, or whether I've already done something that I'm referring to a month that hasn't even occurred yet, or something like that. But it's all quite funny. So in some respects, I can kind of entertain myself accidentally just by being a bit fucking dumb. I also meant to say it's not just about what I say, it's what I do, and that's another thing where I lose where I am and what I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to say. Sometimes maybe both, which is it makes it even more interesting. But the other thing is, not only will I mix up tenses and make people seem dead, make it seem like I've done something that I haven't done because it hasn't happened, because it's going to happen in the future, or it happened in the past, but then I say it happened today, and it all gets a bit weird in that. But I also do things slightly backwards. So when I use a torch, and again, see, I think I may have already said something about this, but I really don't even know. So if this is a repeat, then okay, there's an issue with my brain. So I was trying to find something for my dog underneath the sofa, and it's dark because there's a bloody blanket over it, because he likes to get on the sofa, because the fucking kids taught him how to get on the sofa, which really upset me, because I didn't want him on the bloody new sofa. That very much upset me. There we go. And so I was like, I don't even think I'm going to move off the sofa to look for this. I'm just going to fucking lay over the edge of the thing and turn the torch on my phone, find this thing that he's looking for. And I can't remember if it was a treat or if it was a toy or something, but I was like, I'm not getting off the sofa for it. I'm being lazy. I'm going to lay over the edge of that thing and do it the awkward way and the lazy way. So I tipped myself over the side of the sofa, turned the torch on my phone, and I'm trying to find this thing. I can't bloody find it. And like 2 or 3 seconds has gone past, and then Dar says to me, what the fuck are you doing, basically? And I says, I'm trying to find this thing for the dog. She says, why are you shining the torch in your own eye? And I was like, And I was like, oh shit, I really am, aren't I? Oh my God, I'm doing it completely backwards. And I'll do weird things like that. I'll use the thing in the correct way, but I'll somehow do an Uno reverse on it at the same time. Like touching hot plates. So I have this thing about eating dinner off of a hot plate. I always warm the plates up, and sometimes I may accidentally do it on gas mark 9 instead of gas mark 1, which is fine, because generally I will then go into the oven holding a tea towel to collect the plates. And again, I can still do that. That bit still happens. Then I put the food on the plate, and for some reason, my brain then instantly thinks that everything is then able to be touched. So then I pick the fucker up with nothing in my hand, and then obviously burn myself. That's quite annoying. So yeah, I guess I might be potentially. I was trying to find another word for brain damaged, but they can't appear to find one right now, so we'll just stick with brain damaged. I think that's probably why I'm no longer legally allowed to drive, because I appear to have too much in common with retardation and Jason Mayhem Miller.